Okay, we're gonna start recording. Alrighty. Hello, everybody. We're here today to finish up Higurashi, the last tip that we unlocked. I'm here with Index today. Hey, Index.
Hey.
And we're gonna finish the very last tip, which will only take 15 minutes or so. But yeah, we're gonna jump into it right now. Let's go!
I'm going to play outside.
A girl's cheerful voice echoed in the house. It was a tenement house, so walls were thin. So of course, her yell carried through to her neighbors, but since it was a child's voice, nobody complained. Miyoko, we're thinking about going to the mall. Her father's voice didn't reach the girl because all she was thinking about was making a new secret base with their friends in the field. Her father knew the girl had been looking forward to going to the mall, and that if they went without her, she would be upset. He also knew that the girl liked collecting flags from the kids' meals at the restaurant there, and one more would bring her collection to 20 flags. The girl was making a wish on those flags. She believed if she collected 20 of them, she could become happy. Oh well. He supposed he'd bring a flag home as a souvenir. It wouldn't be a big deal. If he asked a waitress, she'd bring one for him. On that day, due to an accident, the trains were running behind schedule. To make up the time lost, drivers were braking a little too late and accelerating a bit too soon. It was rather unsafe. The Tanachi family didn't own a car. They always used a train to go to the mall. As the girl skipped her way to her friend's house, an unfamiliar woman stopped her. Obviously, she wasn't from around there. I wonder who that is. The ties between the neighbors are very tight around here. The girl knew everyone's face. So if there was a stranger, it was either a new mailman or someone who's lost. The woman said to the girl,
Do you want to live? Or do you want to die?
any person would think the woman was crazy, asking something like that. But the girl was too innocent to think that way. She answered immediately.
I want to live. Okay. Then go. Your friend isn't home, but go on. Is he home?
The girl couldn't figure out why this woman would know that. As the one left, the girl stopped her. She was curious, although it was a little scary as to what response she'd get if she answered differently.
If I want to die, then what? You'll get another flag from your kids' meal. Eh? Hey, that's not fair. You're going without me? That's not fair!
The girl turned and tried to run back home.
Are you sure? You won't regret it?
The mysterious woman tried to confirm this.
Why would I regret it? I'll tell you.
I won't tell you.
What?
Yeah.
I won't tell you. I mean...
The girl thought this was some kind of a riddle, so she pondered it for a while, but she couldn't figure it out. Then she clapped her hands as if she came to a conclusion.
It's okay then. Why is it okay? Because my parents will be with me.
The woman stepped aside. The girl bowed her head and ran home. Bowed to her and ran home. She saw her parents locking the door to leave. The girl jumped on them and nagged them that she wanted to go too. The girl was going to the mall with her family, The family headed to the train station, waited for a train to arrive, and got on it. The driver was feeling the pressure to make up for the delay, and the passengers could tell that from the way he was driving. The girl noticed the unusual swaying of the train. She stood on her knees and looked out the window. Her mother told her to sit down because it was dangerous. The girl stuck her tongue out. Then, the train reached a very big and very sharp curve. The train tilted in that direction, and all the people were shoved to the side. I'm getting a lot of background noise, Index.
Sorry, it's my cat.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he just rubbed against the microphone. Let me up my sensitivity by a bit.
Okay. They were all squished together and grumbled about it. Then, the train continued to... Oh, shit. The girl and her parents came home under the sky full of stars with shopping bags in their hands. Oh. They unlocked the door, turned the lights on, and the girl put her bags by the front door and ran into her room. She opened her desk drawer, took something out of her pocket, and put it in. She closed the door once, but opened it again, and then spread her treasure on the tatami floor. There were the flags of many different countries that came with the kids' meals. The Japanese flag, the American flag, the English flag. Which country was this for? The one with 3 colors. She lined them up as she counted. She counted out loud. Then she danced around happily. For she now had 20 of them. It took her so long to collect that many. It was hard work for this girl who was so proud of herself for reaching her goal. She worked so hard that there must be something good waiting for her. She made a wish to become happy if she collected 20 of them. Therefore, something wonderful must be waiting to happen. The girl waited excitedly, but soon realized it wasn't a magic lamp, so no genie would be jumping out. Maybe it wouldn't happen that night. Maybe it'd be tomorrow. The girl decided to wait patiently. She accomplished something as great as collecting 20 flags. Surely, some wonderful happiness awaited. Surely, some wonderful miracle awaited. Or perhaps it might be like a charm, keeping sad misfortunes at bay. The girl put her 20 flags back in the drawer. As she heard her mother tell her to brush her teeth and go to bed, she ran to the bathroom. This is fine, isn't it? It's okay to get a miracle in advance. What should I do next? There are plenty of fragments to play with. What? You want to try it too? Hee hee, it's fun. It makes you feel like God. A world with Satoshi or a world where the Sonozaki sisters didn't switch? I wonder what a world with Satoko's parents and Rika's parents alive and well would be like. Oh, how about this? Akasaka gets enticed to the enemy's side by Takano. That sounds interesting. Personally, I'm curious about a world where Takano is madly in love with Tomitake. It'll be fun to match Keiichi with different girls too. I love drama very, very much. Hee hee. Let's see, what should I do next? I have so many fragments. Hey, do you want some? What kind of world are you going to make? The world of Higurashi when they cry will move on even without us. There are many dreams, possibilities, and miracles in the world. There are innumerable fragments, all interweaved with one another. I've shown you a small number of those fragments, but it's up to you to play with the rest of them. The world of Higurashi when they cry is now in your hands. It is a big, wide world of fragments and to be yours to manipulate. Your dreams and your possibilities, your miracles are yours to discover. I thank you for joining me on this 4.5-year tale about this world. I thank all those who supported me during the 4.5-year tale about this world. I thank all the characters who brought this 4.5-year-old tale to about it, this world to life. Blech. I thank my family who have given their understanding for this work. I thank my coworkers who spared no effort for the sake of the work. I thank my friends who supported me during the creation of this work, and why I'm the same person who created this work. I thank this work itself for the unforgettable 4.5 years it's given me. I thank the fact that I've left behind a legacy of past 4.5 years of work. I thank all those people who sent me emails, teach me joys of production. And if I may leave you with one piece of advice, I leave you the joy to make a product of your own. I have nothing to show for the 4.5 years I spent in college. I simply spent my days without achieving anything. Left no proof that I was even alive during that time. If you feel the regret for this and what drove me to this work, then I think we can meet again as friends. This is why I leave you with a message. I look forward to the day we meet, my friend. Rikishio 7. Oh god. I I almost ran out of time there. Jesus.
It was good. I applaud.
Just barely made it. Oh god. Huh. Okay. A world where this never happened.
So, does this mean all doujinshi, like all fanfiction for Higurashi, is real?
Yes. The author just gave everybody free reign right there.
Wow.
All doujinshi
Wow.
is fucking
Wow. All the hentai is real.
It's all canon now. Everything's canon.
Everything's canon now.
Everything is fucking
Oh
canon.
my god. It's all canon now.
That was interesting. She got...
But it's all canon.
Well, that was fun. That was... What, like 100, 200 hours that we spent? I don't fucking know how many goddamn hours we put into this, but it's fine. It's finally over. Good God.
I feel like it's, 9 months? Took us 9 months? Maybe 8, 7,
a while.
8?
It was a while. We started from chapter 2, which I think you started like the middle of chapter 2 when we started doing it. No, it was like towards the end, actually, of chapter 2.
Yep.
But yeah, fun times, everybody. Thank you all for joining us. That was quite a note to end on. But yeah, we're all done with the light novels. Besides the side content that Jade mentioned, there's like side shit that was released, I guess, on consoles or something. I can't remember all the details that Jade was talking about. There's like an extra side chapter, alternate ending or some crap. Jade says they're not really worth it. I kind of want to track them down, sort of, sometime. Maybe sometime later. But then we have the sequel anime. The Sotsuen Go or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is like totally like an alternate universe kind of thing.
Is it an alternate universe, or is it just canon?
It's like more stories, I guess.
But it's
and
all
then
canon.
And it also is like an alternate future ending or something. I don't know exactly. All Jade said was that the first part was better than the second. So I think some point we should watch that. That'd be fun.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
Party.
I do want to thank everybody who's joined me. Thank you, Index, for voicing with me so much. Like, I just wouldn't have been nearly as good without you.
Probably be better. I can't read.
No. You brought plenty of female variation talent that I couldn't do.
It's mainly the laughing.
Yeah. But we had a lot of fun. I'm glad we were able to do this and really bond with each other. It's been a fun bonding experience. And I also want to thank everybody else who's voiced with me throughout the months. Quite a few people did a couple episodes here and there with me. We had Plum, we had Jade at Ren, Mistia helped once. Who else? Quite a few people, I can't even remember. But yeah, I do have their episodes uploaded so people can check that out. But yeah, thank you everybody for joining me, and this will be the end of this. Goodbye, Higurashi. Goodbye, light novels.
I'm gonna cry.
Gonna cry? What?
I'm gonna cry.
Why?
I miss it. I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss it.
Yeah. It was Rikushi was right. I did have more fun guessing the mystery than actually finding out the mystery, you know?
Ah.
It was a lot of fun brainstorming what the fuck is actually going on.
Yes,
But
yes, it was.
but he did warn us about that, to be fair.
So I had a lot of fun reading it, you know?
Yeah. And
But
guessing what the fuck's going on.
I guess at the same time for me it's a little different because I actually did get quite a bit of it.
What do you mean? You guessed it?
I guess yeah, I guessed quite a bit of
You
it.
did guess that it was a government conspiracy, a cover
Yeah,
up.
and then I got gaslit by
Yep.
the game itself. What a
Yep.
bitch.
Yep. They did a red herring with Takano.
Fucking gaslighting me.
They made us think Takano was dead. And then, oh wait, never mind.
And
Not
I'm
dead.
like, because you remember when she was dead, and I was like, oh, I don't know, I just don't.
She seemed like an obvious candidate, so they had to have her like
I don't,
fake her
I don't
death.
feel like she's dead. And yeah, no, but I think I think the only one that was really a misnomer for me was the fact that Akasaka was not the killer.
That that was a like I just knew that that wouldn't happen. That's like
But I want him to be the killer. I'm like, why else is he there? He's either the killer or he's got something to do with the ending, you know?
I figured they were gonna do more with him, but not just oh I'm the bad guy.
I wanted him to shoot Reek in the face. I'm sorry. I just did,
Why?
okay?
What the fuck? Why?
Uh,
He's like her guardian angel.
I know. That's because it would be subversive towards his actual like role to like get Hinamizawa syndrome and then just kind of go crazy and then the first person he turns on is his closest person, which would be Rika.
I wonder if the sequel anime has an arc like that. That'd be
That
interesting.
would be amazing.
Could happen.
I mean, a lot of things could happen. There could be
Yes.
a JoJo reference.
Another JoJo reference.
Another JoJo
Oh
reference.
Jesus! They had to pick
So bad.
Ide of all the fucking characters to give a JoJo reference.
I
Why did they pick
know.
Ide? Why?
That's so good.
If anybody, I thought it would be like fucking Keiichi or something. Jesus.
The world.
Oh my
The
god.
world of maids.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ. It was interesting that, well, the main question they posed, I think, to the mystery was like, is it supernatural or is it man caused, man made? And it ended up being a little both.
I actually like that. I like that it was both. You know,
Yeah,
I like that it was both man-made and it was supernatural.
the supernatural was actually kept a little lower than the man made like side.
Mhm.
Like there was only so much supernatural shit that could happen.
Well, I think too, there's only so much like gods can actually do, you know? And
Yes,
it was said that Hanyu's power was diminishing
it was limited too.
because that was the last one is the final world. Like she
Yeah,
can't go back any further.
yeah. So interesting. It was interesting. A friend of mine was like, I was talking to him about it, and I was like, I'm not sure if it's supernatural or if it's like, you know, in the grounds of reality. And he's like, maybe it's a little both. And I thought maybe it is. That is a possibility. So there's like a lot of red herrings thrown in there. That this was quite the mystery. I like the way Rikishi did it.
There are just some moments in this though. Like gosh, one of the moments that I think hit me the most, I think it was chapter 2? Maybe it was chapter 1. It's with Shion yelling down the well.
That got you when she thought she
Eh,
was talking to Satoshi,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
and then like in hindsight, she was just screaming down a well. He wasn't even down there. That's fun.
Like I was so sad, and then in the reveal in the last chapter, when we find out our boy is still kicking, that like reality about how mentally unstable she had gotten, you know, where she was hallucinating. But I do also love that moment where they're all together.
Yeah.
That it was just such a good moment, and like that moment where they're
Aww.
like in all like on the water in like the afterlife kind of place, and they're like together. I'm like, my
What?
heart,
Where they're
my
letting the
heart. So
And they're letting the cotton.
When he pats her head
Oh, that
in that
thing.
episode, yeah, he pats her head, and I'm just like, Shion, you good
Aw.
girl. Shion, you're a good girl. You're just nuts.
Aw. Well,
I mean,
I don't. I stopped hating her. Well, I mean, I really hated her at the end of chapter 2. I was like, my God, this
mm,
woman. And then chapter 5, you're like, Jesus Christ. No,
my,
chapter 5. No, that's where I hated because we didn't even know it was Shion,
yeah, we
or
thought it
like
was me.
the one we thought was Shion. We thought
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
Mion in the chapter 2, and then chapter 5 just turns it all upside down, and we find out, oh, she did all this crazy shit because of Satoshi, and she blamed it all on Satoko like that. Like, God damn. But now, like, we find out, oh, she was just fucking. She had a disease, a mental disease.
yeah.
And so I'm
I
like,
like.
okay, maybe I don't hate her now. I can see why people like her now. If it wasn't for that, I would not understand why anybody would like Shion.
Uh,
Besides, being psycho. But yeah.
I mean, I liked her. So I like her because of her like power of love. Sounds like really weird, but I don't know. It hits me a little different
The way
because
she's convicted to, like, the way she's convicted to do shit because of her love.
I've always loved that. Like I've always wanted, like for me personally, I've always wanted someone to love me that much.
To go that far.
To go that far for me. I
Jeez.
want I want someone to love me. I'm sorry, my cat just like came up and like is now meowing at me.
Your cat's like, oh, you're talking about how I love you? You mean like
I
how I love you, your cat says?
Well, cause I love people that much. Like my friends, like my family and stuff. I would go to the ends of the earth. Like someone was like, it's not normal for like your friend to like go out of their way to do something like that for you. And I'm like,
Yes and
but
no, to an extent.
yes, yeah, like it is to an extent.
Yeah,
Like as long as you're not harming anyone or yourself, I feel like it's okay.
right.
Um, but yeah, no. The only part of Shion's love that I could not get behind was the murder.
Well, I mean, like, killing
It was the
his
murder.
younger sister, whom he asked you to protect. Like, what? Yeah, like, I, I,
Oh,
I, I,
yeah,
I didn't.
yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah. That's your boo boo. That's your boo
That's a
boo.
big boo boo.
We're just gonna put Band-Aid on that and say it's
Yeah,
okay, Keon. We all make mistakes in our past
we
lives.
make lots of heckin' mistakes.
We all do.
Yeah, but a good mystery. I do think it went on a little too long in certain parts. Like Rikashi was like
Mm,
really long-winded in certain parts. I'm like, all right, move it along. This is, but I feel like he just really wanted to give everything closure in the way he wrote shit so long.
mm.
So we don't like. I can't really sit here and think, oh, that part was rushed. I can't say that about anything.
Well, I think too, like, I think some people say some of the chapters are very slow.
Yeah,
But if you read them as we did, but all in sequential, right? They
yeah,
actually aren't. They're very together, they're a very, very cohesive how you would read a normal book. There's always going to be those few chapters that are kind of like a little bit slower because they're either expedition dump or they're just
yeah.
slow in general.
Chapter
And
1, I feel, was especially very slow in the beginning.
oh
But
yeah,
that's because they had to establish, they had to introduce everybody, all the mains, establish their characters and the relationships, and then
yeah.
slowly start building up the backstory of of the village. But I feel like a lot of people complain that the slice of life shit takes too long to get to the spooky shit, and I kind of agree in some instances, but not so much in others. Like I understand, like the first chapter is probably gonna have the longest slice of life element to really get you into that mood, and then to really hit it home when it shifts into the spooky shit. And
Let
then like
me
some of the other chapters, I feel like they didn't need to have as much slice of life stuff, but I
let
do.
me
What?
let me put it this way. As an author myself
Right,
and someone who does like to write and read books and that type of stuff.
right.
the slice of life was actually done very well. I don't think I would care as much about Keiichi
Yeah.
or their friendship because a lot of the thing actually does focus on the group's friendship.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I would care about that as much if you didn't have those moments in the cafe, the times when there is a group together playing games, and it seems piddly, it seems dumb, but those moments are slow. They're special, and when you look back on them, they're just these magical moments of childhood, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I do feel like each
Yeah.
chapter is geared towards a certain character. So the
Mm.
social, the slice of life aspect kind of like focuses on them particularly.
Oh yeah.
So that's a good attribute. I just feel like sometimes it maybe was a little too dragged out
Oh yeah.
a bit. But then again, I can't say that like any part of the story was really rushed. Personally,
Always
I can't say that.
always made cafe stuff.
Ugh, the horny. All the
The
horny.
horny. All the horny was
Oh,
a little.
all the fucking outfits that the girls wore. Jeez.
But I love watching them be kids, you know,
It's
and
fun watching them
be
fuck
dumb
around.
be dumb idiots. And it I don't know. I guess it just really made me care for them and just be like, ah, like even Irie, like seeing Irie's interactions with Satoshi and stuff, just on the mundane, just the day to day, and just
Hmm.
being like, hey, how are you doing? Kind of thing. And then seeing him later and the care he puts into people, you know? Because you wouldn't understand, like, if you didn't know the backstory for Irie at all, you'd be I mean, we're gonna give him a hard time anyway, but you'd be like, "Oh, I really don't like this character," but you can tell, like, the absolute love he has
Yeah.
for.
He comes off as less child enjoying in later chapters,
Oh,
and
he
I'm glad.
does.
I'm glad that diminishes as we
I
get to know him more.
Yeah, it's because you can kinda tell, like, he loves Satoko, and I think this is something I said in the first little bit, I always thought he loved her as a daughter.
Yeah.
Like, his is, like, the pure love of someone looking after their daughter, and,
Yeah.
like, that to me was like, "Ah, Irie, I love you." A little creepy, but we'll deal with it. Got a little bit of an obsession with maids, but so does Index, so Index will let it slide.
I'm glad Tepe got a bad ending in every fucking chapter he's in. Like
Yes.
he never gets a good ending. I'm glad.
He never
Fuck
gets
that
a good
guy.
ending.
He's
He
the guy
never gets a good
everybody loves to hate.
uh, and as much as I didn't like it, I'm actually slightly okay with Takano's ending, you know?
Yeah. I mean it kinda it gets into how nature versus nurture.
Yeah.
Like
And
she had a horrible childhood and then it fucked her up as an
yeah.
adult. And that does happen. And I'm glad that there is a reality where that doesn't happen.
Well,
Well,
and
that
I
or
like
I wonder if the ending of that tip that's just like a dream that they're having and that they died on that
well,
train. They all died on that train together.
I don't think it is. I don't know.
Well, because remember they're talking about the train, right? Taking that turn, and then it said like, and the train continued to, and then it cut off, and then all of a sudden they're back home. So I'm like, kind of sus. I think it's implied that it might be they died and they're just, the dream, like a near death
maybe.
hallucination. Because
Or
because Rika was saying like you're gonna die, but you'll get the flag.
so
That's
here's
foreboding, isn't it?
here's my take on it.
Hmm.
What if she meant the Takano of her own future? Because that would be the death of that Takano, right? You would no longer have the Irie Institute. You would no longer have that Takano and that passion.
Yeah, it would alter the
Yeah,
future. Yeah.
it would alter that future. So that's how I kind of took it. She was saying that the Takano, like halfway through, I was like, wait, is she talking about the older Takano's death? Like, she's saying, "Do
Mm,
you wanna
I
like?" Because it would be like die, like symbolically dying.
killing the future you as opposed to killing you. I think it's a bit of a stretch, but
I like, I like, I like both
if that's how you want to
because
see it, that's up to you. Like it is, I think it is a bit left open to your interpretation, kind of thing.
it is.
But I kind of think they died.
I am okay with them dying, and I am okay with them
But
living
as long as they
because
end in like a blissful moment, you know, like those
seeing
near death hallucinations can be really blissful, can't they?
seeing a smile on baby Takano's face makes me happy.
Oh, that's
It
sweet.
just does. Like,
Oh,
it just does. Like,
but
and
yeah.
like older Takano, I wish she had like the hand held out to her. But at the same time, I like that I like that she had a comeuppance, you know. I like that her consequences, like her actions had a consequence.
Oh, do you remember how we had that same text scroll at the end
Hmm.
of the game, and how it just went too fucking fast and we just couldn't read it.
So fast.
I did go back and read it, and it basically said that Mikano, I guess, was confirmed to have Hinamizawa syndrome, and that she was undergoing treatment at the clinic for it. But like after it's proven that she recovered, then she'd be handed over to the disciplinary committee, which she'd probably go to prison, I imagine. But uh, yeah, I guess she did actually catch the syndrome. Okanogi was taken in, and he pretty much did a plea bargain where he like explains, here's what happened, and he gets like a lighter sentence, I guess. So he's kind of a fucking snake right there, but you know.
Oh, and that would make sense too because even Irie said the antidote isn't 100%. You can still catch it even with the
Yes,
antidote.
yes.
So that makes a lot of sense. Oh, that's
It's also kind of like poetic justice, you know,
mm,
or
it
ironic, I
is
guess. Ironic, I suppose. The thing you've been trying to manipulate ends up manipulating you.
irony.
Irony, yeah. But yeah, all the mountain dogs were arrested, and Okanogi kind of did a plea bargain, and you know, it basically says, "Oh, we're still investigating this, though." So it wasn't
Ah,
like a future thing. It was like,
ah.
"Oh, here's what
So
happened at the very end."
it's one of those.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
we're investigating this.
Like we
10
are
years
still the
past.
investigation is still ongoing. Is basically what it said. But yeah, you can go back and read it if you want. But yeah,
I will.
yeah, you could pause it then. It's great. But yeah, I want to thank everybody who watched this. I know this is on my YouTube and not on my Twitch. Thank you for checking this out. And yeah, if anybody has any theories or anything else they want to add to this discussion, please put it in the comments. I'd love to hear. But yeah, thank you everybody. This is Penguinato signing out. Say goodbye, Index.
Okay, bye.
Bye
Bye bye.
everybody. Bye bye. See you next time.